The assassins are perhaps some of the most renowned mercenary killers, whose stealth, combat skills, and willingness to die for a cause struck terror in the Middle Ages and pique fervent interest today. Often referred to as untouchables in their homeland, these sectarians, renegades, and addicts have become the basis for numerous films and books. As is often the case, their cinematic representation differs significantly from reality. In this article, we invite the reader to travel back to the 11th century Muslim East and immerse themselves in the ascetic atmosphere of the assassin society, to inhale the intoxicating scent of the blooming gardens of Alamet, and for a few moments, become a part of the grand order of killers. Who were the assassins? What were they taught? How did these mercenaries prepare for a mission, and where did the mysterious order vanish to? The Order of Assassins. Allah has said, "For my righteous servants, I have prepared what no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and what has not even occurred to the heart of man." Quran, Surah 32, Ayah 17. The community of assassins, the Ismailis Nizaris, a radical offshoot of Shiite Muslims, was founded by Hassan ibn Sabah in 1080 AD. Preacher Ibn Sabah promoted ideas popular among the impoverished. He dismissed all the restrictions of Sharia law, condemned wealth, and advocated for social equality regardless of one's origins. His sermons drew hundreds of people and earned him widespread recognition. In 1090 AD, Ibn Sabah, along with his followers, seized the Alamet fortress in the west of modern-day Iran and established the independent state of the Nizaris, a medieval utopia where there was no distinction between rich and poor. Pork, alcohol, and debauchery were permitted, yet any form of entertainment and luxury was strictly prohibited. The Nizaris collected scientific books from all over the world, abducted or hired craftsmen, and also formed a combat group, the Assassins, to defend an ideology alien to Islam. Ibn Sabah was a master of falsification. In the evening he burned himself at the stake, and in the morning, as if nothing had happened, he met the stunned people. The Messiah raised the dead, spoke with severed heads and was personally acquainted with Allah, which earned him authority and fanatical devotion. At one word, his followers committed suicide, believing that they would go to heaven. The way to the halls of Alamet is victory or paradise, the motto of Al-Qaeda, which unites most terrorist organizations. If you are a young penniless man who grew up without parents in medieval Persia, then you have nothing to rejoice about. To survive, you had to steal and rob. Your only clothes were purchased when you were still a teenager. You curse fate, but you clearly understand that the guided life closes the gates of paradise for you, and after death even more severe torments await you. Sharia law, which punishes with death for communicating with women outside of marriage, takes away the last joys of life. The poor man has no money for kalim, no home, and for many years the fair sex will remain a desirable, but unattainable pleasure. However, there is in the north, west of the country an amazing land of the same unfortunate as you. There are neither rich nor poor, and the gardens of Eden touch the peaks of the Alamet fortress. This is the stronghold of the Nizari sectarians, where the path to paradise life opens by joining the order of suicide assassins. Future mercenaries were strictly selected. Out of 200 adepts, only 5 followers were awarded initiation. At first, they stood for weeks at the gates of the fortress, where they were humiliated and beaten. The men who passed the test passed inside the palace and got to school. The program included the study of foreign languages and culture, acting, radical Islam and, of course, combat training in the best traditions of Buddhist monasteries, which became the foundation of the Nizari school. At the end of the training camp, the leader of the Alamet chose 5 of the most capable students and was already preparing them for a specific task. The rest joined the number of servants, guards, and simple spies. Initiation into the assassins. An assassin is a warrior who willingly faces death. To reach their target, they often had to assume various disguises, including that of Christian priests. This method resulted in the assassination of numerous European political figures and crusaders. Taking an oath to Ibn Sabah, immediately before embarking on their mission, an assassin was acutely aware they were on a one-way journey. Yet they harbored no regrets about it. The initiation was a day-long journey to paradise. The warrior was intoxicated with opium, after which he was transported to the lush gardens of the spiritual leader's private chambers. Beautiful women offering affection, lyrical music, wine, and a feast of delicacies, after years of poverty and ignorance, combined with the narcotic intoxication, convinced the man he was truly in paradise. Upon awakening, the assassin's sole desire was to return to that wondrous realm, of course, after a heroic death. What became of the Order of Assassins? The Alamout fortress was destroyed by the Mongols in 1256. In the same year, the forces of Khan Hulagu raised the Nizari branch in Syria. All spiritual leaders, along with the inhabitants of the fortresses, were slain. The Order of Assassins was eradicated forever.